A lot of hockey stuff going on today, which is great. Let's keep that train rolling.
Sure.
We got Mike Rooney in with us, the coach and general manager of the Melville Millionaires, the money man. How you doing, Runes?
Pretty good. How you doing, Roddy?
Good. Are you in the same spot as when I interviewed you 2 nights ago?
Yeah, I am. That was bad. That was a bad sound. Sorry about that. I had trouble hearing.
Oh, it's okay. Well, hey, we're all good now. That was on the Twitch TV broadcast of Game 2 of the Canalta Cup. But for the new viewers today, Mike, I will say again, congratulations on being the head coach and GM of the Melville Millionaires. And I'll be honest, I'll speak for the hockey community in saying it was a surprise. What led you to this opportunity? How did it all go down?
Well, you know, I spent the past year in Notre Dame, and kind of a lot of things kind of took place when it all went down. I did get a little bit of a call. A little bird put a idea in my head, and you know what? When everything was going on, you know, the COVID was going on, and I was set and poised to go back to Notre Dame, and Jeremy with the hockey department there, you know, they were really good to me and kind of picked me up when I was a little bit down, and but this opportunity just kept kind of gaining traction, and the more I looked at it, I thought, you know what, that has me written all over it. I would really, you know, I looked at the opportunity, and they've had some tough years, but I think there's a lot to put together there, a lot to work with, right from community to facility, even to returning players, and I think there's a lot of upside, and they're starving for just a little bit better, you know, better product on the ice. But that starts groundwork with just building a program, and so I just thought it fit me. It's been a lot of years, definitely a surprise, but I think this job, a lot of it is going to be the general management of it here in the early going. And when I say early going, it's just not just the couple months or few months in the off season. It's going to be, you know, probably a good year and a year and a half where you really kind of put an identity to this team, and it's going to take work. It's going to take buy-in, and I'm up for it.
Well, by the way, when I say the hockey community that I talked to was surprised, it's that, you know, you'd been working with the Sabres, you're with Nashville before that. You mentioned Notre Dame because we didn't realize that the fit timing-wise is as good as it was. Now, the other thing, I just got to say this, Horizon Credit Union Arena, or Horizon Credit Union Center, that facility, it doesn't get its due. Everybody talks about the Melville kind of slid under the radar. If anybody hasn't been there, that is a gorgeous facility to go to work every day. For one, you got to be excited about that.
Oh, no kidding. We, my wife and I went up Monday, and of course, it's part of the facility is the COVID testing, so it's kind of tough to get in there and get settled in. But they managed to get me in, and I did a lot of things there, kind of in a 36-hour period. But you know, I've been back there once, kind of back with the facility as far as with the team, the office, and the dressing room, and all that sort of thing. And there's some tweaks to be done for sure there, just the way it's set up and operates. But I tell you what, I've been to a lot of rinks, and I'm just, this is going to be a sweet, but I'm looking forward to getting everything going. So yeah, they did a great job putting that together. You know, Estevan have a great facility too, but for the community of 4,500, 4,600 of Melville, they did a tremendous job, and you know, right from the top, from mayor through to the sponsors that put it together, and just the people that did the work there, as far as all the fundraising and still continuing to keep it going. Yeah, it's a little bit of a gem, and that was a key thing to, you know, everything that led me that way.
No kidding. Well, people want to go to work at a place that's nice. And I've sat in Fees' office back in the day and kind of looked out the window. I'm like, wow, this is a nice place to go to work every day. By the way, the SJHL has written in and said, we might be a bit biased, but we really do have some of the most quality people in the game. Congrats, Mike, on the new role. And thanks to the Rod Peterson Show for helping us get out the message. So, the interview the other night, we talked about the Melville roster that you are taking over. It kind of starts in goal. Burke Berkelev, the SJHL goalie of the year on a team that missed the playoffs. This guy is a legit star. Have you had conversations with him yet? You're a goalie too, Runes, by the way. We all are in the goalie club. Your thoughts on taking over with Burke?
You know what? Yeah, great. Yeah, we talked to everybody so far. That was basically at the drop of the ball when things were announced. I was on the phone talking to all our guys that are returning, and And yeah, he's a good kid. Has a good vision of what he wants to do with his hockey. And you know what, coming in as at an 18-year-old, and I don't know the whole backstory, but really he was one of many midget AAA goalies that were looking to play junior, and he managed to crack it at 18, and then he really just blew up at 19, right? And good for him. And so that's a testament to the character and the work that he put in. So he's a key part of it. We have a number of key players that kind of fall into that category. Zach McIntyre, was the leading scorer, and he was obtained from Humboldt through the season last year. But he's a real and talking with him, a real easy communicator, and has a fun side to him, but also he has the skills, and I think he's going to be a real key guy. Luke Nikamoana, Nick Porterfield, Jonathan Cron, Dylan Thackeray, guys. You can go down the list, and everybody has their thing, and we have some guys that maybe I refer to as they have to be everyday earners, and they might not hit the stat sheet, but I think there's some character guys there that fall into that category. And certainly I don't say an everyday earner is a disrespect. I think it's a quality, probably the new name for what you call the role player, but I really like the everyday earners because I'm pretty much been an everyday earner all my life, so I believe in them.
Yeah, for sure, Runes. Known you a long time. There was a comment that came in here from Neil Shuchuk, by the way, who said, obviously, you were schooled well by the Canistano Tigers. So I just wanted to pass that along back in the day. They remember you up there. Anything else, Runes, before? There it is. From Neil Shuchuk, he's watching in Whitecourt, Alberta. Congrats, Mike. I'm sure Canistano Junior Tiger Report trained you well in handling Saskatchewan media. There it is. LOL from Shuey. Those were certainly good times up there. And by the way, Runes, Bill Chow was on this show. He said they plan to start the season, what do you say, September 11th, I think. As far as running your team, I'm sure you'd have had a spring camp by now that you can't do. Are you operating business as usual, or how's things changed, how you're going about this job?
Well, yeah, really focused on business as usual. Obviously, they have the deadline where things are shut down till August 31st. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll start September 1 with camps. Could be a little bit later. So I think there's some things that we have to kind of get over, a couple hurdles. One is, even if we don't start September 1, I'm a little skeptical that we would get right into high compete, combative games right as early as maybe typical, just because the summer and the off season it's been. Players need to be, in this day and age, they really take their conditioning serious. So we may want to revisit and look at spending a little bit more time getting them back into closer to start season shape. So that's one thing. The other thing is just the ability to get players from maybe that are out of province or even different locations in the province, because everybody's in a little bit different boat. You sit in Yellowgrass and Milestone, you're pretty safe, but you maybe go to the bigger centers. You notice with some of the COVID things, it seems to be a little bit more prominent in the north part of the province than it is in the south. So every province has their own little things, and how we negotiate a lot of things within starting to play hockey is going to be a little tricky. But I think we'll be back, and we're going to be playing hockey, and I think it'll be really good.
Awesome. Well, Mike, I appreciate this. I'll say congrats again. Looking forward to seeing you around the rink, and stay safe, my friend. Yeah.
If I could just have one little shout out, if I could.
Yep.
Just the guys there at Future Ford in Melville treat the team really well, and haven't gotten over there yet. And just like all the sponsors, we got to get out and about. But really appreciate what they do for the team there at Future Ford.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
All righty. Thanks, Roddy. Take care.
Mike Rooney joining us, the head coach and GM of the Millville Millionaires. There's a guy who gets it. Sponsor love.
And they're in good
take
hands.
You a long way.
Sure it will.
Future Ford. I made a career out of it. Sponsor love.
You're watching Rod Peterson On Demand. For more of The Rod Peterson Show, visit rodpeterson.com or follow Rod Peterson on social media.